Hey guys, how's it going? Comparing here. Today I want to go over a topic that I've hinted a little bit at on many different fronts, and it is when new expansion comes out, a lot of people are really hyped to buy packs, and often they're really hyped because they have an overwhelming desire to craft or get a specific few legendaries. And one of the most let's just say infamous legendaries of the Grand Tournament block was the Mistcaller. And I kind of called it. I thought this card was cool. Maybe it'd be pretty damn good if it was a really slow metagame and constructed. But in the current state, and even in a slightly slower state than what we had pre-TGT, the card would horribly, horribly suck. And people generally disagreed with me because, from what we saw from polls about people's most overpowered cards, what they think are the best cards in the Grand Tournament, the Mistcaller actually ended up being on like the top three for the overall voting that happened pre-TGT. So here we are. We tried the card. I tried the card. I've seen the card in like the best case of scenarios, and I'll even show you a clip of that once I'm done talking here. And the card just is really not that good. It's actually kind of horrible. The reason it's not good is the card does so little for 6 mana that it doesn't matter if the cards after it are really powerful. It doesn't matter because you basically concede board control by playing the card. If you already have board control and you play this guy, then maybe it's fine. But if you already have that dominant of board control to be able to play a Mistcaller and not actually lose the game in the next 2 turns or so, well, you're going to be in a situation where you're just going to win anyway. And whether you play Mistcaller or literally any 6-drop in the game, it wouldn't have mattered in that game. So, if you're behind, he's terrible. If you're ahead, it doesn't really make any difference. So, yeah, the card just isn't that good. But some people, fail to realize this. And you guys really need to understand just how bad this card is and just why this is the case. The case for this particular card is that when it comes to having board control, there are so many win more cards in the game right now that being in the winning position in a game of Hearthstone is much more valuable than getting +1/+1 on each creature that you might play. Now, if you play like a lot of like Divine Shield creatures or creatures that gain a little bit of extra value from having, that little bit buff, maybe you can skew it up a little bit, but that's just not the case. Not the case in Shaman, at least. If this was maybe a Paladin card and maybe worked off of your tokens as well, then it'd be pretty good, but it's far from that. The case is that you play this, even if you have really good turns with really good creatures to follow up, those cards are just far less valuable because you no longer are controlling the board. So, Mistcaller, I don't know about that, man. It seems like the synergy is that if you have a lot of board clears like elemental destructions, you can kind of clear the board and start winning again. But if you have all these spells and you don't actually have that many creatures, so his effect is diminished, yeah. It's basically in a category of legendaries, and, I got baited into these as well. I got baited into these with Gazrilla when GVG came out. It was a card that I thought was just stupidly broken. I thought everyone thought it was stupidly broken. We thought, like, this one card is going to make Control Hunter viable, because if you stay alive to that turn in the game, you're just going to win. But it just so happened that, people are running hard removal, people are running big game hunters because of Dr. Boom, people are running silence. The card does absolutely nothing the turn it's played. It's turn 7, so if you're actually playing a decent hunter deck, the game is basically decided on that turn anyway, unless you're top decking like kill commands. But if you're trying to top deck kill commands and you get a Gazrilla instead, you're not going to be too happy about that. So the card has absolutely no fit in the constructed game. It's just kind of cool in a very rare, very extreme scenario. And it's awesome that the card is in the game because of that. And on a similar note, it's awesome that Mistcaller is in the game because of that reason as well. But when it comes to being excited, expansion starts, and just, oh man, I want to craft the best legendaries, I've been waiting for this moment, you may want to ease up a little bit, okay? If someone had to ask me what legendary should you craft now that we're post-TGT, my answer would still be Dr. Boom. And my second answer would be basically, I don't know. The other legendaries are all just a tier below. And most Grand Tournament legendaries are a tier below most of those. So you can be a little bit patient, and it's fun to really realize just how these cards play through. So on that note, I'll leave you guys with what I think is one of the most optimal plays for the Mistcaller that I've ever seen, and, well, you guys can gauge the result. Enjoy the game. and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Alright, Shaman, we need better tempo cards. Not too happy with tempo ooze. 1 second. Oh god. Every single time I do this, it gets Stormforce Axe. It's like 100%. Oh. Alright.
Did you bring some fish?
It's pretty lame, man. It's pretty lame. How many totems are there? There's 4, and then there's Vitality, which is fine, Flame Tongue, which is fine, Mana Tide, and Totem Golem. So 1 out of the 8 golems is a tempo play. Oh, fuck me, man.
You're in trouble now.
Probably Fire Elemental here, I would guess. On the ooze. Goodbye, ooze.
You cannot stop.
Whoa! That just happened in Arena?
I fight dirty.
Okay. Okay. That's scary as shit, dude.
It's getting hot in here.
Don't you? No. Okay, good. That's fine. Alright, it's also kind of fine. I think we can still outvalue him. As we have really big creatures, he hasn't shown to have Hex. And we have board clear and MC tech. I don't even give a shit if every single card is +1/+1.
That was a mistake.
That wasn't a mistake. You fucking know exactly what that was, bro.
Where shall I strike?
You have Lightning Storm too? Holy cow. That is so fucking scary. Oh, that's a pretty good solution, I guess.
Where shall I strike?
Yeah, Mistcaller ain't doing shit, man. Doing absolutely nothing.
What you looking at?
Like, it doesn't matter. The tempo loss was so big, I just don't care.
Shush!
Dr. Amani.
I wield the power.
Jesus. This guy's deck's fucking insane. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't have shit for tempo. Watch out for 7? Oh no, 4. Wow, that's hilarious.
That was a mistake. You win this one.
Rip. Man, best case scenario, still destroyed. That card might be way worse than I even had predicted.